Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be showing you another tutorial on how to make a tall giant tree. If you want to know how to make it, of course, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So first thing we're going to do in this area right here, you're going to need a pretty decently big platform. So first thing we're going to do is create a stump. You're going to want to pick like around a 4x4 and 3x3, something like that. And then you want to keep going up for like, I'd say maybe like 3 or 4 blocks high. And make sure it's like a tube. Or if you're doing like a 4x4, then you want to just have it 4x4 going up, like 3 or 4 blocks high. Then you want to do something like this. So then it won't be like a perfect tree, because it's going to be like a nice, not fakeish tree. So what you're going to do, you're going to build up in the middle. The middle should always be like good. Like you should never get rid of the middle. So what I'm doing here is I'm making it so it's not like symmetrical. You do not want it symmetrical. You want to make sure that if you do something like I did, that none of them are the same height on the corners. So like here, I'm going to tear down some of the more corner. And like you see how those were symmetrically tall. And this one. So I want to make sure none of them are the same height. Then, next thing you want to do is create some roots around the tree. So I'd say quite like at least one root for each side, and you want to go into the ground sometimes. And like this, I'm going to get rid of that because I don't usually think it looks nice when the roots are touching other roots. So like I'm going to fix this and go like this. Like in that case, I would be okay with it. And as you can see, like you want to do like a root on every side. Otherwise, it wouldn't look as good. Unless you created like no roots, but like in more of a outer stump with it. So this is the last one I'm gonna do. Sometimes I like to add some roots off of other roots, like here. Like I'm going right off that other root and making another root. So as you can see, that looks like a nice tree stump. So at this point, you want to keep going up higher. And at this point, you're also going to start doing your branches. And you want to make sure none of your branches are at one height. You want them to be at different heights. So like as you see there, I just built up more so I could add the branch out from there. Instead of having them all at the same height and being them symmetrical, then it wouldn't look as nice. So what you want to do is find a place for all your branches, and then what you want to do is you want to start curving them. You don't want them to just be straight. Sometimes for the ends of it like that, before I just did this piece, you could do something like that, like straight out. But you want to have a little bit of a down part, so it's not always like, yeah. So I also like to do branches coming out of those parts, because then those parts end up being empty if you don't add a branch there. And as you could see there, I didn't really like the look of all those looking the same. So I changed one of the directions of one of them. So pretty soon we're going to finish up the branching. And right here, I'm going to continue going up a little bit, so then it will have a little bit of a top to the tree. And now that we have this part, just going to complete the little tip on top of it to make sure it's not a flat top. But I think I'm going to trim it down like that. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take out the wood, and I guess I'm going to add another branch because I forgot to add one. Okay, and now we're going to add the leaves. So how you want to do the leaves is you want to make sure when you put the leaves on, you want to make sure that none of the branch is showing. Like, just cover where branches are showing on all sides. And then around a block to 3 blocks under every branch, you want to have like the ends of the leaves, because you don't want leaves going all the way down your tree, because then there wouldn't be a stump. Unless you're doing like a strip of ivy or something like that. So as you can see here, I'm trying to get every piece of the tree. And you even want to do the bottoms, because when you're looking from underneath, you don't want to just see stray branches. Unless you're doing a dead tree that does not have any leaves on it. So I'm going to finish up this branch. And as you can see, I tried my best to cover every bit that I see. And like right there, you see how I'm going down. I'm going down so it's not just the branches are covered. You also want some other parts of the tree to be covered, like a little bit of the trunk towards the top. And that's basically all I have to say until the leaves are done. I just wanted to say you want to add a tip to the end, unless you're doing like short leaves on the ends. Personally, I like to add little tips to the end, so like the leaves are kind of sagging down a little bit. don't forget to cover the tips of your tree. Otherwise, it would be like there's a tiny pyramid at the top with nothing covering it. So as you see here, I am adding a little bit extra to the bottom. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to add some leaves to the bottom. So it's not like it's a new tree that has all its leaves on it. It will also have some leaves at the bottom, so not all the trunk is showing. And you kind of want to do them a little bit scattered or in piles like this. And that's all I have for the tree, other than sometimes you might want to trim a part if you want. And you can also decorate the tree. Like personally, I like to add lanterns or jack-o'-lanterns, something to light up around it. That's one of my examples. This is another example, like how I use the lanterns at the bottom. And I like to use multiple different types of wood, and leaves, like that's azalea, that's flowering azalea, and then there's oak. So I use tons of different leaves, tons of different woods, and sometimes I decorate it with lanterns, like you saw at the beginning of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to have a good night or day, and see you guys next time. Bye!